Hey guys, today I'm going to provide a brief tutorial as well as some troubleshooting tips on how to connect the PayPal chip card reader to the PayPal Here app on your iPhone, iPad, or Android device. So as you can see, this is the chip card reader with the digital display and the keypad in front of it. So it allows your customers to accept all forms of credit card payments, as well as allows their customers to input a PIN if needed, along with their credit card directly on the card reader. So it really minimizes the back and forth of the mobile device between the merchant and the consumer. They can also add a tip, using this keypad and the digital display. So let's get started. I'm actually going to start this tutorial in the settings, Bluetooth settings section of my iPhone. Before we even turn the reader on, let's start here, and what we're going to do is give our Bluetooth settings a clean slate. So the reader I'm going to be trying to connect to is PayPal 193, right there on the bottom of the list. It's in my devices because I've connected to it before, and a lot of the existing customers who might be having some issues with this reader have connected to it before, but they're just having some trouble connecting to it right now. Some reasons why they might be having trouble connecting to it is that they could have connected multiple devices to the same reader in the past, or for whatever reason, their Bluetooth is just tied up and thinks it's still connected to this reader when it's actually not. And what we're going to do to remedy that is give the Bluetooth settings in the phone as well as the card reader a clean slate. And the way we do that is tap the I in iPhone on the specific card reader, and we're going to forget this device. This really just allows us to start from scratch in the connection process. So now it's no longer in my devices. Let's jump over to the card reader itself, and now we're going to boot that up. The way we boot that up is by pressing and holding the blue button on the top right, on the kind of back side of it here. And it'll just give us a display that the PayPal card reader is starting up. And this takes just a few moments. Okay, so now that the card reader has started up, and because I've connected to it in the past, it's actually telling me to open the app on my phone or tablet. But a key issue here is that the Bluetooth light on the top right is not on. This means that the reader is not in pairing or connect mode. It's not ready to connect to the PayPal Here app just yet. So I was talking about starting from a clean slate or starting from scratch. We're going to do that with the card reader itself as well. And the way we do that is press and hold this Bluetooth button on the top right. So now we've put the card reader into pairing mode. It's telling me to turn on Bluetooth and phone tablet settings and select PayPal 193. Let's jump over to our Bluetooth settings. We can see other devices populating with nearby Bluetooth devices, and we see PayPal 193 here about midway down the list. Let's go ahead and select it. It's actually told me it was unsuccessful. And sometimes that happens, but actually it was successful, it connected. If it were unsuccessful and didn't show up in my devices, I could simply go ahead and try again. But in this case, it was successful, so all is well. Now at this point, we're ready to jump back into the app. And on the way onto the app, let me show you what the device looks like, the card reader. It's telling me to open the app on my phone or tablet, with the important difference here that this Bluetooth light is now lit up, meaning it's ready to connect to the app. So now we'll jump over to the app. Where I am is in the card reader section of this app. This is a great place to connect to readers. I'll choose Find and Connect to a Reader. And the reader we're looking for is right here at the top of the list. Let's go ahead and select it. Connecting, and we can see it's connected. So now it's at 40% battery, not too bad. One thing we also recommend though, especially when you're troubleshooting, is to make sure the reader is charged up enough. Fully charged is always preferable. Sometimes we have noticed issues when the reader has a really low battery life. Sometimes it has trouble connecting. So jumping back over to the new sales screen, we can see in the top right corner, I am ready to accept payments. I know that by this credit card icon with the battery life indicator on the top right. By tapping on it, I also get a nice view of what the battery life is, and I can also access some FAQs or contact customer service. So jumping back to what our reader looks like now, we see that it's ready to accept payments. The Bluetooth icons on the top left, there's two of them now and they're connected to each other. This means the reader is connected with the app. You see the battery life indicator on the top right, and always importantly, that Bluetooth light is on. So at the beginning of all of these connection processes, we always just want to make sure to get this reader into pairing mode. If it's pairing with a specific phone or tablet, we want to have this flashing. And then if it's ready to connect to the app, we want a nice solid light there in blue when we jump into the PayPal Here app itself. Cool, so that was our tutorial, brief troubleshooting tips. Just to recap, for existing customers who might be having issues, it's a great kind of good hygiene step to jump over into and forget any previously connected PayPal devices and start the process anew. If you're a brand new customer, then probably all you really need to do is turn on this reader. It'll get itself into the nice flashing pairing mode, and then you can start in your phone settings, from there. But these are just a few overview tips. I think a lot of these will kind of fix a lot of the issues customers are having, and we look forward to hearing back from you guys. Thanks.